Woo! Okay, I'm back, and man, I love that opening song. That scream just brings back the 80s, man. I love it, yeah. So, anyways, we're reviewing Zero Below the Sun, and yeah, it's a doozy, and I was intrigued by the demo, and I knew I just had to play it. It's, by the looks of it, if you're watching this, you're like, kind of looks like Resident Evil. Yes, it is survival horror nostalgia. Without the janky tank controls. So it does have some modern controls to it. And you might be wondering, whoa, how is that? Is this a new game or an old game that nobody ever talked about? Nope. It's a new game. It's an indie game. And the crazy thing about this, you're watching this and one single developer made this game. It's his love project, and yes, for the record, he wanted it to look like this. Like the late 90s survival horror with the PS1 light graphics and everything. It's pretty crazy. So before we go any further, I want to just, touch on the story and what is intriguing about this game. It's a mix between The Thing, that John Carpenter movie, and a mix between that and Resident Evil. Now, with it being a survival horror like game from the late 90s, that's what it's wanting to be. You play as Axel. He gets a new job as head security at underground Antarctic base. So you already know what's going to happen. Sure enough, he gets flown in by helicopter, and he's in the locker room. His first day, mind you, he just got there. As soon as he gets to the locker room, the alarm starts going off. Oh, we got a virus mishap. Oh no. And let me tell you, Axel just wants to get right in the business, and he doesn't take his damn scarf off, and he doesn't take his sunglasses off. Mind you, he's underground. It might be a little cold, so I understand the scarf, but the sunglasses, man, this dude just wants to look cool. That's all there is to it. Also, before we go any further and into the scoring, the usual stuff, I am going to do an ad break. Yes, you heard that correctly. An ad break. So here's a word from our sponsor.
Nintendo. It's for breakfast now. Nintendo. It's a cereal. Wow. Nintendo. Super Mario Jump. Nintendo. In a fruit flavored crunch. Nintendo. Here's Zelda too. Nintendo. It's very good news. Nintendo. You just can't move. Nintendo cereal system is a super part of this nutritious breakfast. Nintendo. 2 cereals in 1. Wow.
That Nintendo cereal looks delicious. I mean, when I was a kid, maybe, but not now. That shit looks disgusting. But who ate that back in the day? I'm sure some of y'all did. So, anyways, let's move on to the scoring. And first up is graphics. Okay. Now I know what you're thinking. Yes, the graphics. It's an acquired taste, I should say. I did speak with the developer. This is what he was going for. This was the look he was going for. So yes, it has that late 90s survival horror jank and vibe, which is a good thing in my opinion. So I'm just going to flat out and say it gets a 3 from me. Could have gotten higher. I mean, maybe if there was more detail and whatnot. I see going for the full 3D environment, which is fine, but I would have liked to have seen it as, you know, like what was it, Resident Evil did, the pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff. But this works just fine. I like it just the way it is. So yeah. Next up, sound and music. This one's just plain and simple, and it's very cut and dry. Music, I had no complaints over. It's very atmospheric, and it was immersive. I mean, I think the music immersed you even further, despite the graphics. And flat out, give it a 4. It was one of the better things of this game is the music, and you know, you get several different weapons and whatnot, and the grenades. Man, I have an issue with the fucking grenades. But yeah, sound, music, it's on point. It's good. The controls. I'm sure everyone's wondering how the controls are. Going to come out right now. Gets a 3 from me. So the developer was wanting to go for the the late 90s survival horror games. Now, it does not have tank controls. It does have modern controls. So no tank controls at all. That's a good thing for some people. I'm a sicko, and I like the tank controls of all the old survival horror games. So, you know, take with that as you will. I would say there needs to be like a crosshair or something for some of the other weapons. You do get a mod to put a crosshair on your pistol, and I think your assault rifle has one as well. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. The fun factor. Okay, this is my favorite category. Why? Because this is where I get to say I liked the game and I had fun with it, or I had a terrible time with it. And right now, it's a 4. This gets a 4 for me because I had a lot of fun with this one. If you're a sicko and you grew up playing all those old survival horror games, you're going to have a blast playing this. And there's modes for you to unlock. It's like a survival mode where you fight off waves and waves of mutants and whatnot. And it's a lot of fun. I had fun. So if you're a retro gamer, you'll like it. Here we go. Overall score, a 3.5, 3.6, you know, with the average. So here's the thing. If you're a fan of survival horror, especially, you know, from the late 90s, and you grew up playing these games, you're going to like it. I guarantee it. I had a ton of fun with it. This game is for you. Especially if you're a retro gamer now and exploring all the old games that you play on like all your old retro systems and whatnot. This one's on Steam. There is a demo, so I suggest to go play the demo first. And then, if you enjoy it, get it. Why not? I mean, it's a demo. Play it. Also, do I recommend this? As I said before, yes. I recommend this only if you're a fan of the late 90s survival horror. It has none of the tank controls, so it has modern controls on it. All right, so let's get that out of the way. If you're exploring, if you're not a fan of the survival horror and you're just now exploring those type of games, play the demo, and then go from there. I know I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is an indie game, and this was made entirely by one person. All right, so if you're a fan of indie games, pick this up, give it a try. Support indie games and indie developers. Oh, and before I leave, I got one more thing. Seriously, fuck Dreamcast guy. All right, that's all I got today. Get out of here. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Go do something. I don't know. Pick up some rations and use a save ribbon on the old school typewriter or something. You know, whatever. Get out of here.